Welcome to the stream. My desk is a disaster because I brought makeup up. I wanted to put on makeup and I couldn't find a moment to do it, so we're just gonna do it on stream. So good day. Morning, Dukes. Twitch.tv/Dexbonus. There have been a few times, a non-zero number of times that I have when writing a tweet, put down twitch.tv/Twitter. A non-zero number of times that has happened. Hello! Hi, everybody. Oh, goodness. I don't even know what I look like right now. Here it is. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I was going to do my eyebrow again as well. Just didn't have the time. Baby girl, she was mad today. Well, mad might not be the right word. She was just, you know, having a rough time. We made muffins together for Nanny. She's going to go say hi to Nanny today, see how her back is feeling, drop off some muffins. But the thing is, she's, again, like, kind of obsessed with like, eggs right now, because she was able to do her own eggs yesterday. And like crack her own eggs into the bowl. And she was so excited that today, when we needed eggs for the muffins, she was like, "Can I do them?" And I said, "Sure, honey, of course you can do them." And you know how I was like, man, yesterday, well, at the time, this morning she made her own eggs. She cracked 3 eggs into the bowl. There was like one tiny piece of shell that got in there. I was so impressed. Today, as you could probably guess, today, she cracks the egg. She like smacks it against the side of the bowl, but it doesn't really crack at all, but she still goes for it. So she like went, and the egg was still perfectly fine, and then she just crushed it. Amazing. So I was like, all right, well, that didn't go super well. And she was then obsessed with cleaning her hands because she was like, "Mommy, my hands." I was like, okay, I'll crack in the other egg. So we each did one. Good job, us. We'll get all the shell out and then we'll wash our hands together. So we did. And I tend to, if it's like the end of the egg carton, I'll just throw the shells into the carton, right? Because a lot of cartons you can also compost. So I was like, just throw them in the carton. Clark wanted the carton so bad that it caused a meltdown. It caused an absolute full-blown meltdown. Like, she kept calling it a box. She said, "I want the box, Mommy." And I was like, okay, well, it just has eggshells in it, so we're gonna throw it in the rubbish, okay? And if I tried to take it away, she sobbed, absolutely sobbed. And I was like, okay, you can hold it for a while. But then she started like throwing it, and I was like, okay, we're done. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the compost. We're gonna put it in the rubbish. And it caused a chain reaction of like, I want the box. Where did the box go? I want to make muffins. Honey, the muffins are in the oven. I want to take the muffins out of the oven. I want to eat a muffin. Like, just everything was such a huge deal. And then, I don't know how, angels is the only thing I can think of. Just the most incredible luck. Somehow, Clark, whenever I open up the oven, I say, "Back up." And she always backs up. I think because she was so emotionally compromised. I opened up the oven to take the muffins out to test them at the 15-minute mark. And she ran up and just grabbed the side of the oven door. And I was like, "Oh, thinking, oh my God, all of her fingers are going to be burned. And they weren't. They were totally fine. She started crying because I freaked out. But like we rinsed them underwater and I was like, they're not burned at all. Like, what? I would say it's superpowers. But she has burned her little fingies before. So I don't think it's superpowers. But oh my goodness. It's like, I'm just going to let these muffins burn if that's what's going to happen. If they're already done and rinsing my daughter's hand is going to burn them, then they'll burn. But poor baby, we're going to rinse her fingers. But then they were totally fine. It was wild. I don't even know. So there you go. That was my morning. 2nd gen pyrokinetic. Great. I can't wait to see her in Fire Force. What do I want to do with my eyeballs? I don't know. Sure. Maybe a little of this guy. Bellini. Bellini is the name of my favorite color in this palette. And if anybody in the world opened it up, they would be like, use that one a lot, huh? It's literally like most of these nearly untouched. And then this one just has a huge divot in it. Yeah, I just wanted to wear makeup, but I didn't really have time to do it. So we're doing it live. Fuck it. Cool. I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to do anything fancy here, guys. My eyebrows will always make me think of my mom. If you're watching, hi, mommy. My eyebrows will always make me think of my mom because my mom, my entire life, this is very classic of her generation, I think, was pull the shoulders back. So if I was walking around like this, she would pull my shoulders back. And the other thing is, if my eyebrows were like super messed up, she would like do this to them for me. And at the time I hated it. I hated it so much. And now when I like do anything to my eyebrows, it makes me think of her. I was wondering if you started doing makeup tutorials. Not at all, but I wanted to wear makeup today. So here we are. Eyebrows are difficult to do. I don't have a mirror, I don't think. Oh, does my Bliss have a mirror in it? It does, yes. Bliss coming in clutch. Oh no. Wrong part of the eyebrow. AKA not the eyebrow at all. Sick. My sister did the shoulder thing to me growing up. It drove me nuts. It drove me crazy. I tossed that in there before I used it. Do you want to get a dog at some point? Yeah. Sam really likes huge dogs. So I have said I'm not getting a huge dog unless I have a lot of space for that dog to live its life. Also, my mom is very allergic to dogs. So well, this isn't gonna work. Well, that doesn't work. Wait a minute. Here we go. Yes? No. Yes? There we go. Thank you. When I got this shirt, I don't remember what it was, but I really hated the sleeves. I cut them off like the second I got it home. I was like, I love this shirt, but I hate the sleeves, and I just cut them off. I'm currently in a situation where I have a dress, one of the dresses that I bought to potentially wear to the wedding. I have a dress that I really like. But this is weird. I love the sleeves, and I hate this part of the dress. The bottom part, beautiful. The sleeves, beautiful. This part, hate it. So I'm like, dude, I don't know that I have the sewing skills to just like swap this part out with something. So who knows? All right, let's push our coffee. Yeah, the bodice. Yeah, that part. Would the cats be all right with a dog? I mean, we brought a baby in and it took a while. I love the idea of doing my eyebrows and then wearing glasses that completely cover my eyebrows. It's actually very funny. We brought a baby in the house and they eventually got like used to it. So I think if it was a puppy, if it was like really tiny, like a tiny puppy, then probably be fine. Para mí. And for Sam. Sam was like, I grabbed this cup for my coffee. And Sam goes, where's my cup? And I was like, grab a cup if you want coffee. You grabbed juice, so I assumed you didn't want coffee, which is foolish of me. And so he opens up the bottom. Keep in mind that I just washed a bunch of mugs. He opened up the bottom and grabbed like the tiniest cup. And I was like, oh, do you not want much? But more importantly, he grabbed the Naruto like tea cup that doesn't have a handle. And I was like, if the coffee's too hot, you're going to have to like let it sit because otherwise you're going to burn your fingers. And he was like, well, there's no other mugs in there really. What do you mean? I just washed a bunch of... What the fuck are you talking about? I should have just let him burn his fingers. There are a couple of like plain mugs that came with the dishware set that we bought when we first moved here. So even if we had used all of my cool mugs... Hi, darling. Would you like a coffee?
Yeah.
Which one would you like?
Which one's got more sugar in it?
I think that one accidentally a huge clump of sugar went in, so you should take that one.
Thank you.
Do you want to show everybody your cool shirt?
Huh?
Do you want to show everybody your cool shirt? It's a good shirt, right?
Yeah, she's blocking the stab with a steel chair.
Yeah. What a boss. I love you.
Love you.
Can you close my door, please?
No.
Please? He's cute. I like him. Jareth. Good. I started drawing this stupidest thing, like a really dumb picture last night. I was trying. My hope is that eventually I'll be able to draw Zach a bit easier if I just keep using him as like a warm-up sketch thing. So I keep like drawing Zach doing stupid shit, right? So yesterday I was trying to recreate not the exact Charlie meme where he's like, ah, with all of the papers in the background, but the one where his cigarette's hanging out of his mouth and he's like, all right, let's talk about the mail. That one, I was trying to draw Zach with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth going, let's talk about the mail. But it says, let's talk about patrons. That drawing got messy so fast because there's so many papers in the background of that picture. The Mirage Zach piece looks so good. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working on it a lot. Well, if you'll recall, originally Mirage looked very evil in that picture. Things have changed. I shouldn't have started drawing a thing like that until the season was done. But the whole vibe of the picture is like totally different now. But the most important thing is that Zach's face, again, I have so much trouble drawing him for some reason. Zach's face, no matter what I did with it, I hated it. Like 100% hated it. And so I like set it aside for a while and then I came back and I messed with it some more and I was like, I still don't like it. And then I came back and I messed with it some more. And I like it more now. I've actually zoomed it out and like drawn more of his face now. Oh, your art has improved so much since I remember you started doodling again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still drawing a little bit every day. I try not to beat myself up too much if it's literally like, I tried to draw a thing and I hated it and then I put it all away. Like, at least I tried to draw something, you know? So it's been really fun, yeah. But yeah, some of the stuff that's come out of it, I've loved. Some of the, like, I have like folders inside of Procreate. So there's like the stuff that I'm calling done, stuff that I'm working on, and then stuff where I'm like, I don't really like this, but I'm still going to keep it, you know? Thank you. Thanks, guys. I've seen a lot of improvement in myself, which is very nice. Right now, I'm definitely in more of like I'm not really sure what to draw every day, you know? There's waves. So I'll have like a couple of days in a row where I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to draw this, or I really want to work on this drawing. And then I'll have a dip where I don't really know what to draw and I don't necessarily want to draw. I don't know if I just said the same thing twice, but what I meant to say is I don't know what to draw and I don't necessarily want to. So, yeah. In those situations, sometimes if I just start drawing, I still have fun with it. And sometimes, yeah, I draw a thing and I'm like, nope, not today. Not today. I'll bring up a couple of reference pictures. I'll try to like draw a hand or something because hands are tough. I'll try to draw a hand. I'll try to draw like a torso on somebody and then be like, cool, I did a little bit of study work. I'm done. Do you do life drawing and gesture drawing practice as well? I bring up pretty much everything that I draw. I try to find like a few references to work from. And so, yeah, if I'm stuck and I don't really know what to draw, I'll try to just bring up a couple of references that I think are interesting. And I'll try to either do like loose gesture stuff or I'll try to like actually draw what I'm seeing. Yeah. So for those of you who are asking, there's a thread. I try to keep, unless they're finished and I want to be like, look, I finished a thing. I try to keep all my art stuff in one thread so that if people are like, I don't follow you for art stuff, they can just mute it. They can just mute the whole conversation. But it's got like some of the drawings since I started posting things. Those fools. But yeah, it's been very fun. Somebody was asking if I've always enjoyed drawing. I drew a ton when I was younger, like a ton. I was absolutely one of those kids where it was like, what should we get Brooke for her birthday? Just get her pencils. Just get her paints. She'll be fine. I drew all the time. And then I just stopped at some point, which is like tale as old as time, right? I was still drawing a decent amount in high school. And then after high school, the only time that I drew was when I had to for my costume design class. But I was still doing other artsy things at the time, right? In college, I was also learning how to make hats and masks and doing costumes and learning to sew and like all of this other shit. So I was doing like other sorts of creative things. So at the time, I didn't feel so bad about the fact that I wasn't drawing. And then after college, nothing. So thank you for linking that, Amarian. Tina, 74 months. Thank you. And Maddie MS, happy 3 years. Doog 60, happy 2 years. Happy anniversary, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Loey, happy 3 years as well. I found this channel when I was on maternity leave. Thanks for the laughs, Cat Gang. Is such a great community. What a sweet message. Thank you, Loey. Marloose, it's your 1 year. Happy anniversary. Heronbug, it's your Twitch baby. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. That feeling when you spend time working on a specific drawing idea, but someone does the same idea but faster. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Let's bring up... I'm not gonna forget this time. Let's do our cheers, because I've been really bad about the cheers lately. Avi, I have rejected so many of your cheerses because I forget. Let's do our cheers today. Give you a second. Go grab a drink if you don't have one yet. Grab a coffee. Whatever you need to do. Unreal. The hubris. I remember TB calling her Brooke, and I had no idea who he was talking to. Yeah. Once I left high school and took a break from college, I immediately went back to my passions that I had in middle school naturally. That's awesome. I've finished my drink. I'm too comfy to get a new one. That's fair. That's fair. You can fist bump the screen. You can nod like a cool guy. Whatever you would like to do. I thought this would be over, and then I realized how much you stretch the definition of morning. Well, at the time that I created Saturday Morning DOOGER, it happened in the morning for me. It now still happens in the morning for the Pacific Coast, but just not in England. It's Saturday afternoon in England. So there you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you all very much for being here. Thanks for hanging out while I did my makeup. And then covered it up with glasses anyway. Who gives a shit? I still feel better. You're all lovely. I hope that your weekend is going great. If you're having a fantastic day, thank you for being here. I hope you can spread some love. If you're having a terrible day, I'm delighted that you're here because I hope that we can cheer you up a bit. And of course, all of the in-betweens, thank you. Thank you very much. If you're a sub, if you're a resub, if you're a lurker, if you're a non-sub, if this is your first time here or your millionth time here, I hope that you have a blast and that we have a great stream together. 3, 2, 1, cheers. Boop. Okay, so when we were doing our study hall, not this last week, but the week before, we were packing up my fabrics, and I pulled this out, and I was like, fuck, I was gonna do something with this fabric this year, and I didn't. I forgot about it, and it was almost Halloween. And chat was like, there's still time. You could still do something with it. It's so soft. It's very, like, stretchy. It's supposed to glow in the dark, but we tested it, and it does not. I'm thinking what I might do with it is, well, how much of it is there? Hold on. Okay, it's not enough for, like, a duvet cover for Clarky. I was originally thinking, like, maybe it could be a duvet cover, but I don't think that it can be. But it could be a pillowcase. I could do a pillowcase with it. And then beyond that, I don't know. There's just so much of it, and I really want to utilize it. I can always save it until next Halloween. I didn't realize that this Halloween was going to be so stressful and crazy for us, but, like, that's 2 years. That's 2 years in a row that I've been sitting on this Halloween fabric and haven't done anything with it. Yeah, I got a pattern for, like, a fabric, what am I trying to say? Like just kind of fabric overalls. I could try to make her overalls or like little trousers. That would be cute. Make a cape. I can make a cape. Don't. That sounds adorable. The don't and the that sounds adorable feel like they don't belong in the same sentence. Clark's pillow, she's a toddler. So Clark's pillow is like this thick and like this big. So it wouldn't take that much fabric to make a pillowcase for her. So there's a lot of fabric left over. I recently made a fluffy hot water bottle cover so you could put your feet in it, but now my room is filled with fluff. When we first had Clark, I can't remember if one of you guys sent it to us. I think maybe, but I honestly don't remember. We have a hot water bottle that looks like a stuffed animal that looks like a rabbit. Did one of you guys send that to me? It's a rabbit toy, but it's secretly like a hot water bottle. So if it's really cold, we could fill it up with water and put it in Clark's bed, and it would basically be like a stuffed animal in her bed, which is very cute. I think she would adore a cloak. She would. That's true. I would adore a cloak. Okay. We've got some ideas. We've got some ideas for this Thursday, right? I'll like double check that I have enough fabric for those overalls and see if we can do that and see if my mom can print the pattern off as well so that we're not flying by the seat of our pants, so to speak. Have a great day. Thank you. You have a great day. can hear the designer lady from The Incredibles yelling. We don't know that she has superpowers yet, guys. I played Monster Camp today. Chill game. Yeah, that's out. There's lots more Slayer action in Monster Camp. I was very delighted. I was shocked. I got a thing. I got a thing. I got the document that they sent me that was like, these are all the lines that we need for our Ravi. I was like, it's a lot of lines. So if you like Slayer, if you like the Slayer from Monster Prom, there's lots of cool shit for her in the game. So enjoy. Her anime outfit is so funny. It's so good. It's so good. Jesse streamed it last night and got a date with Aravi. Oh, amazing. This is gonna sound weird. How does the voice sound to you guys? How does the voice sound to you guys? Does it sound okay? Yeah? Okay. He did the voices? Oh, boo. Well, then never mind. Our stream's gonna be canceled the week of the move. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. There's a game called Monster Prom that came out a couple of years ago. And one of the characters in Monster Prom is a character named the Slayer, who's a monster slayer. And I voiced her in the original game, and they asked me to come back for their sequel, which is called Monster Camp. And so the Slayer comes back. Are you going to play Monster Camp with the others? We were going to all play it together, and then I got extremely sick. So as far as I'm aware, they all played it without me. Which is what I asked them to do. I told them to play it without me, so. It's okay. It's okay. Because assuming Octo is part of the group, you got the best Polly voice, so it's fine. You're gonna have to go through internet struggles again? No, the house is already wired up for internet. It's amazing. We literally just turned it on. So we've already called them. We've already set it all up. When we move in, it will already have internet, which is great. It won't have the business internet. That still has to be moved. But we will have, like, good internet there from the get-go. The mug and chair match. Aw. Aw. What is happening there? What's going on with my hair now? Where can I buy that chair? It's a garbage chair. Don't buy it. Porzio, I didn't realize that you were probably trying to do the chair command. And I thought that maybe you were like, I wonder what kind of, like, what chai she's drinking right now. For some reason. What chai is that in that cup today? This chair is garbage because both mine and my husband's have fallen apart by us merely just sitting in them. This on mine, this part, if I put too much pressure on this, it will fall off and the entire chair will swing that way. It's very cute. Sam's literally just fell apart underneath him finally, so he had to throw it away. So yeah. It's a garbage chair. Don't buy it. Both of ours are not great. But I do love the fabric and I love the color. So I don't replace it. I've gotten to the point now where I don't really touch this part very much. And if I do, I don't put that much pressure on it. I put the majority pressure on this side. Yes, it was not very expensive. How is child? Have they gotten into any trouble lately? No, she doesn't really get into trouble. We're at a stage right now where it's just a lot of repetition. It's like her starting to go up the stairs and us being like, or in you know, more adult terms, where the fuck do you think you're going? Kind of thing. So it's a lot of repeating, like, if you want to go upstairs, you have to ask. And now she's gotten to the point where she says, but I don't want to ask. And I say, well, you have a choice. You can either sit by yourself in another room, or you can ask me. That's been our current one. And she'll always ask. She'll always just ask then. She's like, I don't want to sit. That's boring. My kid is 2.5. And she's like fully getting into the zone of I'm gonna see how far I can push boundaries. And I'm a very patient parent, so it's just a lot of me being like, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you hit me. I'm not going to let you go up the stairs by yourself, right? And then but it's hard. It is. Being a parent is rough. The I'll wait teacher face. Yeah, she responds very well to just patient parenting. It just takes time. But yeah. Tronics, I don't understand what exactly it is that you're trying to say. But if you'd like to make it more clear, feel free, and then we'll know whether or not to time you out. Everybody doing the... Thanks to whoever recommended Dungeons and Daddies. It got me through a long drive to visit a friend, and it's hilarious. I wasn't sure I would actually like a D&D style podcast. It's very funny. I highly recommend, yeah. I was listening to it. No, last night I was catching up on, because I'm like next in the tank to record, oh my gosh. New 52 in You. I'm next in the tank. Because the idea of New 52 in You is that, he's having us talk about them in the order that it's recommended you read them. So to follow chronologically what's happening in the New 52 world, like which ones you should read in what order is the idea of the podcast, right? And so I'm in the tank. I'm up like pretty soon here. So I'm going to need to get my shit together. Yeah, I think first one we're talking about is Animal Man, which is wild. It's nothing like what I expected it to be in the best way. Not that I think it's perfect. Definitely don't think that it's perfect, but I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, I don't remember when we were talking about podcasts, somebody that's a viewer recommended Dungeons and Daddies. So I was not the first one to mention it on this stream. Whoever it was that brought Dungeons and Daddies into all of our lives, thank you very much. It's great. We're at the perfect temperature here, where if you pour tea or you pour a cup of coffee and it sits for 10 minutes, it's probably nearly cold. Which is rough. There is Manga Pod this week. Aaron will not be on it. But yeah. There is a Manga Pod. Reading Space Brothers. Space Brothers is fantastic if you haven't ever read it. This is our second time reading it. I'm one of those weirdos that has to drink tea while it's boiling or not at all. My mom needs it, to basically destroy her, or it's cold. Oh, Adam, I actually was just watching the video for that. They said I really like Sola's new Food 52 chicken and rice recipe. I was just watching that video and I was like, that looks delicious. I only like my water near freezing or else I don't like it. If my dad is drinking something, he wants it ice cold. Anything with Sola is great though. She's like such a natural entertainer. She's very funny. I like her a lot. It's just very easy to connect with her for me. I really like her. Chris Eliana, thank you very much. Thank you. They gifted 5 subs. If you were gifted a sub just now, be sure that you take the time to say thank you. Cat Writer also gifted a sub. CLC 1990 gifted a sub. Thank you guys very much for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. Your parents live the extremes in drinks. Yeah. Generally, their lives, especially now as like 70-somethings, generally their lives are pretty, samey every day. This is how they get their thrills. It's like, how hot can I make coffee before it's too hot? The sleeveless shirt, glasses, and arm tat is causing weird flashbacks to a babysitter I had 30 years ago. How likely are you to drive an old Chevy pickup? The first car that I ever drove consistently was an old Chevy pickup. But I was never a babysitter. Time traveling babysitter. Oh my God. Is one of your brothers taking over the farm, or is it getting sold eventually? I've said before, if I was in a position where, if my parents were selling it and I was in a position where I could buy it, I would buy it. Even if I didn't live on it, I would buy it just to like keep it in the family. My mom has said she has no intention of ever selling it, ever. So, but I don't know. There are definitely people in the family, like Thierry's brother, David. David loves being on the farm, on our farm. He loves it. He comes over and helps my dad with stuff because my dad can't move around as well anymore, so we pay him to like help out with things on the farm. And he just loves being out there. There are people in the family where I like, if I think to myself like, who could possibly take care of this property and like live on it, there are definitely people who could. I think I would be pretty sad if it wasn't in the family anymore. So if there was some way for either me to buy it or for like all of my siblings and I to go in on buying it together or something. No intentions. Got it. My brother's a musician. My sister just bought a house with all of her kids. They all like bought a house together, and yeah. No, I don't think anybody wants to take over the farm. And you know, it's just a lot of work. It's a big piece of property. It's a lot of work. Like in the woods. Oh yeah, we have codes to give away. Thank you for pinging that. I actually totally forgot about that. Hey, do you guys want to organize cats neatly? Because the delightful dev of Cats Organized Neatly reached out and was like, hey, do you want some codes for that game to give away? And I was like, yes. So here we go. Let's get a raffle going. Bam. There's a raffle open. Type the word Chevy, Chevy, in chat to enter. You only have to do it once. You gotta go. Bye, socially awkward. Have a good day. So much unexpected shit with farms, too. At the drop of a hat, you have something you have to fix. Yeah. My dad's whole life while I was growing up was just fixing shit around the farm. Like, every day. And my dad's also the sort of person to just kind of, like, create a job for himself. Like, to create more work, you know? So it wasn't even just, you know, oh, something broke. It was also, but I also want to do this project, you know? The game is called Cats Organized Neatly. If you do ! giveaway, there's a link to the Steam page and you can check out the game and see if you're interested in it. But it's very cute. We played it on stream. It's adorable. My mom wore glasses exactly like that when I was a kid. Nice. Have you played The Whispered World? I'm not sure. It doesn't sound familiar. The Whispered World. No. 2014 was when this game came out. Is it a point and click? It looks like it. Yes. What did your farm sell? We did grass hay. We continue to do grass hay, but it's entirely cultivated, bundled up, like baled, all of that by our neighbor. So we're just kind of like, we're not using the property. You can go ahead and use it. It's fine. We did oats at a certain point. So we were never like a ranch. We did have a bunch of horses at one point. And we had sheep. We had rabbits and chickens and all kinds of stuff at different stages. But my dad got really sick when I was younger at a certain point. And my mom had a full-time job. And I was too young to help out, and both of my siblings had already moved out. So there was nobody really to like help take care of all of the animals, so we couldn't keep them. Yeah, so at one point we had like 3 generations of horses on our property, and then suddenly we didn't have any horses. It was very sad. I wish someone would start mass producing apartments. I mean, they're figuring out how to 3D print apartments currently. People are making like extremely compacted cardboard houses and things like that. People are starting to do crazy things with materials to try and make homes more affordable. But the process to create them currently, I think, is still very expensive. They're turning all the dead malls around me into apartments. That's actually fascinating. Interesting. Dibs on the Hot Topic bedroom. Most cities have more housing than people. Right, but the problem is that a lot of, well, there are a lot of places where the amount of money that people are generally making is not equal to the amount of money necessary to live in like a majority of areas inside of the city. So it just creates like an imbalance there. Can we do a jigsaw today? Maybe, if it feels like convo's dying down. Yeah, I mean, that's why everybody back in Oregon, you know, literally all of them are like fucking Californians. That's why. Because it's so expensive to live like in Portland now when it didn't used to be. I mean, it was more expensive than the outside areas, but it has rapidly done this because all of the Californians have come in and been really used to paying higher rent. So they show up in Portland and are like, is that all? Absolutely, I'll live here. And the landlords are going, wait, I could be charging more and all these Californians will just move in and pay it? Amazing. And now people that are in Oregon are like, that have, you know, lived there forever are going, but I can't afford that, and are having to move outside of the city, right? Yeah, it's hard when there's like a disconnect of this is how much it is to live here, but the people that have been living here don't make that much, right? And so then it's like, okay, well, the city is now full of, you know, people who probably love being in Oregon. It's not that, but it's like the people who have lived there forever suddenly can't live in their town. And that sucks. Yeah, people have said London is the same. I'm moving to England in January. Any advice for renting a place? Oh, I mean, I can talk about like a little bit about like for Sam, because Sam is like a taller dude. I don't know if you're a tall person or a broad person. I'm not sure. But England has a lot of older homes that have really low ceilings and really like narrow hallways. So if you're like my husband and you are gonna feel claustrophobic really easily, or you just don't want a ceiling that's right here above your head, yeah, that can potentially be an issue. Internet, it takes forever for internet to get set up. Try and get that like sorted as soon as possible. Like if you already have a place to live, or I guess when you get a place to live, while looking, see like which places are already set up for internet. You can totally like go on the websites or call and be like, hey, I'm trying to move to this address. I was curious if, fiber is already set up for this apartment complex or whatever. And they'll totally tell you. If it's not set up, it will take forever. It will take forever. But yeah. What else? I don't know where you're moving from. A lot of kitchens are where the washing machine is for clothes. And most people don't have dryers here. So if you're looking at places and you're like, how come there's no dryers? Most people just don't have them. A lot of people just air dry their clothes. What else? With homes? What else? If I think of anything else, I'll tell you. Are you doing Vlogmas this year? I don't know. I'm not sure. Honestly, like TikTok has been a little inspirational for vloggy stuff. People do a lot of there's lots of like interesting ways that people try to do like vlog content in really compact videos on TikTok. Because the concern for me, right, is that I don't want there to be like an entire month of videos that are mostly of my kid. I don't feel good about that. I don't like that. So how can I make vloggy content that doesn't like betray my kid's privacy too much, or like or is just, entirely focused on like, this is exactly what we're doing. And so last year, or not last year. Yes, last year? 2 years ago? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. Whenever the last time is that I did Vlogmas, I was like, I'm just going to do little one-off like weird things and call it Vlogmas, which was still fun. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to make it more vloggy again. And they might be shorter, but have them not focus too much on like on Clark specifically, but most of my life when I'm not streaming is Clark, so yeah, I just don't want to. I mean, you guys already see a lot of her, probably more than I would have intended originally, but I feel okay about it. Like Clark runs in and says hi sometimes and talks on the microphone, and she's very cute. And I love that we work from home and she can just come in and say hi whenever she wants to. I think that that's great, but I don't want my content to be Clark, you know? I don't want to like exploit her as part of my content. So yeah, I'm trying to be like aware of that when thinking about how I could do Vlogmas. Yeah. Do you do Christmas at Sam's parents? I mean, yes, normally. When there isn't a pandemic, yes. So, yeah. TikToks of you making muffins. I made muffins this morning. I've been making a ton of muffins. They're so easy. Why did nobody tell me that muffins are so fucking easy to make? I'm making muffins like every other day now. I ran out of sugar. This is how I'm going to use up all this goddamn flour, chat. Well, see, originally, I'm trying to use a bunch of stuff in the pantry before we move, right? And I was like, oh my God, I still have this huge bag of frozen blueberries in the freezer. What am I going to do with them? So we had made cinnamon muffins, and I was like, those were pretty easy. And I was like, oh, I can make blueberry muffins. So then we made blueberry muffins, and they were delicious. So we made blueberry muffins a few more times, and then we ran out of blueberries. And I was like, oh my gosh, we used all the blueberries. Amazing. I guess we'll make more cinnamon muffins now. I need to think of other things. I want to try a savory muffin. Hey, Dodger, muffins are easy to make. Thank you for telling me. I did the same thing right before I moved, and then the pandemic hit. No. That's so sad. Cheese and sun-dried tomato scones. I could try making... Oh my God, I always want to say scones now. I could try making scones. Pizza muffins. Can someone suggest a good recipe? I can find the recipe that we used for blueberry muffins. Was this it? I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what I just linked, is the blueberry muffin recipe that we used. Have you made an apple crumble yet? There's a, I'm going to say this word totally wrong. I'm so sorry. I think he's called the Hebridean baker. There's a Scottish guy on TikTok. I know. I sit in bed and I watch TikToks. Sue me. There's a Scottish guy on TikTok who just makes like just cute food. He's one of the people. Correct pronunciation. Pff, incredible. He like just lives in the woods with his husband and his little dog, and he does like kind of vloggy style TikToks where he also makes just really homey, like delicious looking food. And he makes crumbles all the time, and he makes them look so easy. And I'm just always like, I don't know if it's because like the vibes of this vlog are so precious, or if it's like, or if that crumble actually looks delicious. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he makes me really want to make a crumble. Hold on. I will find him. Just look at my liked videos. I like his videos all the time, so he's probably in here somewhere. Is this it?
Getting back to the cabin after a trip around the islands, all you want is a warm fire. Oh, and a cozy fruit crumble.
He's so
Sometimes
cute.
You don't have a recipe in mind. Know what fruit is growing in the garden, what ingredients you have, or how patient Shorus will be while you find them. But is there anything better than a quiet afternoon putting a bake together with the most important people in the world around you?
Like, what the fuck?
Life is short, and to make the most of every moment you have together. The small things in life are often the best, and two of those are fruit crumble and seeing how happy you've made someone when they taste it.
What the fuck? Okay, so it's if you want to watch it, HEBRIDEAN Baker. HEBRIDEANBAKER. And all of his videos are like that. It's just very cute. Next giveaway word. It's easy, guys. I don't know what the problem is. "100 grams plain flour, 50 grams butter, 50 grams sugar. Easiest crumble topping ever." There you go. Great. Shortbread is my jam, but now I'm eager to try a crumble. Like, I didn't realize... If his videos are to be believed, it's literally like you put a bunch of fruit in a dish, and then you top it with a crumble topping, and then you bake it, and that's it?
Coffee drinking burrito babe.
I didn't realize they were that simple. I didn't realize that that's it. Incredible. It went by too fast, so I wasn't able to read it. But just a reminder, please don't spoil anything about any D&D games in our chat, because not everybody has caught up or is watching all of like the Arcadum games or all of the Brett games or any of that, so. There's an entire article about how wonderful he is. I've never enjoyed a D&D game I've played. Oh, that's sad. The first like D&D game I experienced, I wasn't playing, but it did not seem fun to me. And then when I actually played with a different group, like a completely different group of people, I loved it, and the vibe was totally different. And I think D&D can, or just any TTRPG, right, can be very fun, but the tone of the group and the tone of the DM can completely change what the game is like. If you're saying I hated the mechanics, that's totally fair, and I would encourage you to look at like other TTRPGs and other games to see if there's a different mechanic type that works for you, that you enjoy more, that's not quite as finicky. But a good DM can totally change everything for you. And also, yeah, somebody was just saying also, like, if you are somebody who is playing with a bunch of people who have all played together before, that can feel very weird as well. Like being like the new kid, basically, who's playing with a bunch of people who already have like a rapport with them on how they interact inside of a role-playing game. That can be very strange. There's all kinds of things that can contribute to like a weird vibe in a D&D game. And I definitely think like some groups are going to be more serious about it. Some groups are going to be really goofy about it. Some groups are going to be kind of in the middle. So the group matters. The DM matters. But yeah, I hope that if you have an opportunity to play with like a different group or something. Oh, that's so true. Yeah, we're about to England. Just England? The UK? I don't even know. We're about to have our daylight savings before America. I've never experienced that from the UK side, I don't think. Like this crossover point. Not excited. The time change. Not excited. Group I play with, we've been playing games for like 20 years, oh god, but when they switched to D&D, I just stopped having fun. Oh, that's so sad. I'm sorry. How long have you D&D'd? The characters I've seen you play have all been so natural. Thank you. That's very sweet. The first time I played was like 10-ish years ago. Yeah, but I'm also like an ex-theater student and stuff. I love just throwing myself into a character. That's very, very fun for me. We talked about that a little bit on the Pop Con Con panel that I was on with some of my friends. One of their panels was D&D tips for players. And one of the things we wound up talking about was like, not everybody is gonna be that person who's been in theater classes their whole life and like wants to be like this bombastic character. And it's totally fine to go into a game and be like, I'm not really into the role play, you know, like I don't feel comfortable like role playing really hard. I don't like, that's not really my vibe. So I'm not going to do that. Right. Like that's not who I am. And that's totally fine. And you can still have a blast, you know? You RP'd really hard on Nebula Jazz. Yeah. Because I've been in theater classes my whole life. Well, not just because of that. It's just very fun. It's very fun to be like, this is the character and they're big and they're a lot, you know, and I'm just going to go hard on it. Fabia's kind of that character for me currently. She's like my big, I would say currently she's my character that's like, I'm going to fill up a room kind of character. Zach is I would rather that the room swallowed me up and nobody even looked at me character. Not as much by the end of Strange Roads, but I'm a GM that isn't used to playing D&D. I held many games in many different systems. A new player for a new group of mine that I hold games for asked me to GM for he and his usual friends, which are different from a group I know him from. He wants me to hold D&D. I'm excited, but also nervous because this is a veteran player group. I got to learn the social dynamics. I'm looking forward to holding some goblin shenanigans kind of campaign, though. That sounds super fun. I'm sure it'll go great. I would like to try voices for my characters, but I'm not that good at them. I've said before that I think sometimes we get embarrassed of doing things, even if we're literally just by ourselves. It's okay to be totally alone in your room and just try a voice out. Who's gonna hear you? Yourself? You know, like if you want to try out a voice, try it out in the car or try it out when you're just by yourself sometime. For me, sometimes I'll literally like grab something I can read. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted A-list to sound like, I would literally grab like books and read them out loud to myself. And I still mess up with his voice fairly often. But I think one of the things that helped was just like doing it out loud, because when you do it in your head, it's different. Yeah, and if you're like, you know what, never mind, I'm not gonna do it, that's also fine. You know, honestly, like, one of the things for me that is nice about Dungeons and Daddies is the DM doesn't really do, like, there's a little variation, but for the most part, and it winds up being hilarious. Like, this totally works for this guy, right? For the most part, all of his characters have the same voice, but it's always funny. Like, just every character has this sort of like, yeah, what's up kind of vibe to them. Just like, it's just like him, basically. I don't know how to put it, but like, I think that there's a lot of focus on like DMs being able to just like fully envelop, you know, lots of different NPCs at the drop of a hat, which is amazing if you're a Matt Mercer or an Arcadum and you just have like a library of like voices and vibes that you can just do. That's great. But I think it does potentially create pressure on other DMs to be like, if you can't do this, then you are sacrificing like the vibe of the game, you know? Like, people aren't going to get as invested. And listening to Dungeons and Daddies, I realized by like episode 3 or something, I was like, I haven't felt that way at all. Like, listening to this, I have not felt that way at all. But if I'm honest, most of his voices are the same voice. Most of his voices are the same voice, but he's just a really good DM and it doesn't stand out at all. So if you're somebody who's like, I would love to run a game, but playing a bunch of NPCs like kind of freaks me out, it's fine. I agree. Yeah. If you're able to if you really want to do a voice and you're able to just go for it, then go for it. Keep in mind, think of this, right? If ever you're like, oh, but what if like the voice that I start doing at the beginning is totally different from the voice that I'm doing by the end? I can think of a few people who have been on streamed games in front of thousands of people, and their character sounded totally different from episode 1 to episode 2, right? If you're just at a game just with a couple of people, I think it's okay for you to change it if you want to. It's fine. And if you slowly start to like settle into a different voice, that's also fine, right? If the longer that you play them, the more you're like, oh, this actually feels more natural for me because this isn't how I normally talk, right? So this version of this voice I'm trying to do feels more natural. It's fine. It's totally fine. I mean, I think it's common. If you're close friends, I would 100% expect somebody, like if I was playing with Jesse, right? And I started off a character sounding something like this, and by the end it was more of just like kind of my normal voice, except I kept the, you know, the slight S's and such. He would point that out. He would be like, somebody chilled out a little bit from episode 1 to episode 2. He would point that out, right? And we could have a laugh about it. That doesn't mean that it's bad that I stopped doing the ooh. It just means I settled into a different thing that I think works better. You know. So who cares? Who cares if, you know, person you've known for 8 years next to you who's played D&D for, you know, their entire lives, if they're like, wow, that southern drawl got a little bit Alabaman, like, fuck off. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. An Alabaman high elf? That would be amazing. Are there elves in Alabama? If I recall correctly, in Shadowrun, elves are entirely Pacific Northwest, but I don't recall if that's correct. Dodger needs new pants. These are my favorite trousers that I own. They are not good for winter, but they're my favorite ones. They're the ones that I have like beaten into the dirt, right? That just have so many holes that are just a mess, like an absolute disaster. But I love them. Living in Alabama, I can confirm no elves. Great. Yeah, I've started saying trousers instead, because pants means underwear here. Shadowrun elves are England and Oregon? What the hell? My 2 homes? My 2 homes are run by elves? Unreal. And parts of Canada. Right. Right. Obviously. Have you had any mishaps with American English in England? Not really. I mean, I think when I first visited Sam's family, there were a couple of things, but I honestly don't recall anything in recent memory that's been like, whoops. Yeah, honestly, I avoid the word pants altogether. Because I don't want anybody, because if somebody hears my American accent, they're also confused. Like, wait, which one does she mean? So for me, I say trousers and I say underwear. It just makes it easier. Oh, you know when you've been a little congested and you swallow? So I just like swallowed a big swig of coffee, right? And one of my ears popped. Oh, incredible. Clarky is rapidly sounding more and more English, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I also grew up saying pop. I haven't said it in a long time because in California everybody said soda and I got really used to saying soda. But I totally grew up saying pop as well. And part of me wants to like get it back into my vocabulary because I'm sad I don't call it pop anymore. No, she calls me mommy. There are specific words that she says with a really harsh American accent, and it stands out in comparison to all of the other words that she says. So, mommy, coffee, those vowel sounds are ah, mommy. She doesn't sound like Billy Butcher. No, she does not, for a variety of reasons, sound like Billy Butcher. This is my 2-year-old Carl Urban. Here he is. Yeah, I think it's Ryan from Warp Zone. Ryan, his mom is from England, if I recall correctly. There are specific words that he, even as an adult, the way that he says them, you notice it, you know? And whenever, like, if we're at the supermarket or something with Clark and she's talking to somebody, they'll be like, oh, her accent is so cute. Like, it really stands out to English people. You know the sound when there's a bug and the bug is smacking itself into a light over and over again? I just heard that. And yet when I turn to look, the light is off. So there's no bug and there's no light. So the ghost is messing with me is the only thing I can think of. How's packing going? Yeah, it's going all right. I hate when I hear that noise and it sounds really substantial. It means there's some gigantic winged atrocity nearby. Yeah, sometimes you can just tell by the sound, like, that's a big-ass moth up there. I know it. You know it. I know it. I don't see any thick boys in here, though, so... This is the first time I've been able to watch your stream live. Hello. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. I have a friend who says tooth weird. The one that I always think of is pillow and milk. I had a friend who said pillow and milk, and those always stood out. I always heard those words like, what is that? He was from Oregon. He was from Oregon. He was literally from the same place as me. Yeah, so pillow was pillow and milk was milk. And he had to have gotten it from his parents, but I don't know. Do you miss Oregon? Yeah, I do. But being in England has helped a lot. Because what I really missed was, like, the countryside. And I get that now in England where we are. So a lot of, like, the rainy, overcast, green vibe that I missed about Oregon, I get here. So it helps a lot with that. Yeah, let's pull this raffle. I'm closing it. We're closing. We're drawing. Arius the suspect. Congratulations. You have won a code. I will send it to you. Winner is sus. You goofballs. Congrats on winning the code. Okay. Boop. And boop. Okay, it's sent, Arius. Enjoy. Let's open up another one. What word are we using? Okay, now opening a raffle. Ghost bug, all one word. Oh, milk would have been a good one. It's too late now. But yeah, shout out again to the lovely devs who sent us some codes for Cats Organized Neatly. It's a very cute game that we played on stream. You say you feel less homesick of your family home in another country than when you were simply hundreds of miles away. That must be interesting to think about. I mean, the difference between like Southern California and Oregon is pretty drastic in terms of the weather and the culture. The like Hollywood culture is pretty infamous. And it's totally different from a 1,000 person town in Oregon, you know? It's just different. So yeah, I would say that coming here and having even just a couple of specific things that are nostalgic feeling for me, it helps. Getting consistent rain and having overcast days and, you know, looking outside and seeing fields and all of that sort of thing is so nice for me. Yeah, having seasons. Are the people similar? That's kind of hard to answer. No, but I haven't had an opportunity to really like dip my whole body into like what English people are like. I know Sam's family very well. You know, I've had people like Amariel in my life for years. But in terms of like just living my life and consistently like being able to go to a coffee shop all the time and get to know people or like any of that sort of stuff, I haven't really been able to do that. So it's hard to say, I guess is what I'm saying. But in terms of feeling a bit more of the pace being slower, yes. The pace is a lot slower. And that's nice. One of my life goals is to learn to type as fast as Dodger. Again, if it makes you feel better, anytime I do one of those typing games, I completely whiff it. I do not do well at the typing games at all.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking...
No Typing of the Dead stream. We played Typing of the Dead on Friend Zone forever ago. Whoa, 2 new subs in a row. Thank you guys very much. GloryFen and Yellow Jacket 95. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, we moved all of our stuff over December, and then over the next couple of months, I was off and on in America, finishing up visa stuff. At a certain point, I was stuck in Oregon for like 2 weeks, and then and then I had to come back again to actually like get my visa. So I was off and on planes a lot right when people were like, hey, this COVID shit, is this bad? And then February is when I was finally able to like actually get my my like residency card. So my identification for England, which is great. So once I had that, it was like, cool, you're in. And yeah, and then it wasn't too long after that I got sick, and I was like, well, shit. If I got sick and I've been on planes a bunch, I probably have COVID. So we isolated for 2 weeks. And then I can't remember if it was at the end of my 2 weeks or if it was immediately after, but we went into lockdown like right around the end of those 2 weeks. So even though I have been here since December and technically I've had like a little bit of time to like maybe live a sort of normal life for a couple of months, just because I was like flying back and forth and everything, and then isolating, I didn't really get the opportunity to do anything, unfortunately. You have SMD and Jesse has Sunday service. Was this planned or is it coincidence? It is coincidence, unless Jesse was like, well, I can't do Saturday because that's Dodgers thing, so I'll do Sunday. Yeah, on the radio, they were like, English people will be delighted to hear that very soon now you'll be able to fly to all of the Spanish islands, and then when you come back, you don't have to isolate. I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? They were like, such good news. Such good news for the people of England to be able to go to Spain and get some heat during the winter and then come back and do whatever the fuck they want. Just like, no. No. Classy, what's up, dude? Sorry for keeping Sam up so late the other night. Classy, I don't know if you know this. Sam comes to bed anywhere between 6 and 8 a.m. pretty much every night. So I don't think it was you. You don't have to apologize. This is just Sam's life now. What is sleep anyway? My sweet love. My sweet love. He will never sleep like a normal person. Look, if I've been convinced of anything, it's that age doesn't necessarily mean that anything about how you sleep is going to change. My dad, my whole life, has gotten up between 5 and 6 a.m. every morning and gone to bed around like 8 or 9 p.m. My whole life. And like as a 70-something, sometimes he wakes up at 4 and is like, yep, this is where my day starts. It's like, what the fuck? Sam's just the exact opposite of that. Yeah. If Sam came to bed and was like, all right, honey, it's 1 a.m., getting a little late, I'm going to go to bed, I would be like, we should have a gun in this house because that is an alien. My 68-year-old mom still goes to bed around 5 a.m. Incredible. That's going to be tyranny. Terry is gonna be an old ass lady like, you going to bed already? Me getting a daytime job was a mistake. Yeah, I've always been a go to bed around midnight-ish, wake up around 7 or 8-ish sort of person. And that operates very well in the world the way that it works. But if your schedule is the exact opposite of that, what are you going to do? Like, yeah, you can try to correct it, but I think as long as if you can figure out a way to get a good amount of sleep, I think that should be the priority, right? That's what I keep saying to Sam, is like, as long as if you can create a schedule where you're coming to bed and you're getting a decent amount of sleep before you wake up with Clark, then it's fine. If you hate this schedule, that's different. But if this is the way that it goes and you're able to get the right amount of sleep to operate like a living human, then great, right? I think we put too much pressure on people to like be awake during the day when some people just don't want to. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be fair, the reason that we're ships in the night now is because we have a child. There was a lot more time to hang out and do stuff when there wasn't a toddler in the house. But I wouldn't trade her for anything, so. All parents are obligated to say that. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. Whoa, I won. You did! Welcome back. Enjoy your code. I'm watching with my 3-year-old. Hello, sweetheart. I hope you're having a good day. Would you trade her for 2 Clarks? No, thank you. 1 Clark is perfect. I went to have lunch. A nice surprise to come back to. Thank you. Of course. Enjoy, enjoy. Okay. We are closing the raffle in 3, 2, 1. Boop. And drawing a name. Timidas. You win. Congratulations. I will send you your code now. Beep. Okay, sent. Okay, opening another raffle. Milk. Because that was such a good word for it, and I didn't think to do it at the time. Milk, M-E-L-K. Type that in chat, and you will enter the raffle. There are nearly 2,300 of you guys in here right now. Thank you all very much for watching. If you're brand new and you've never been here before, I'm Dodger. I stream basically every day. Wednesdays I try not to stream unless I have like a branded thing. I'll try to schedule it on a Wednesday so that it's just like an extra stream. But yeah, I talk about D&D a lot. I have a kid that I think is super cool. I have 2 cats. They're pretty cool as well. I don't see them as often anymore. But our community is very lovely. We would love to have you come and hang out. Milk. Why are we saying milk in Norwegian? I was telling a story earlier that a friend of mine in college pronounced milk, melk, and pronounced pillow, pello. And so when we needed a keyword for our raffle, I chose ghost bug because we also thought that there was a bug in the room and there wasn't. And a bunch of people were like, wait, but milk. So we're flashing back. Zingatorix, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Thank you. Very generous. If you were gifted a sub just now, be sure to take the time to say thank you to Zingatorix. If you're not sure, if you're like, I think I was gifted a sub, but I don't know who did it, and I don't know how to check, there's a little, like, speech bubble looking icon I think in the top right of your screen, potentially. It's like a notifications thing. It'll tell you anything that's gone on with your account, including if you were gifted a sub and who gifted it to you and all of that sort of stuff. And in what channel. So you can totally double check that stuff. And yeah, take the time to say thanks. It's a very sweet, generous sort of thing. Hebridean should have been a word. But that's hard for people to type out. I'm not trying to trip people up here. I don't want a bunch of people being like, yes, I'm in the raffle when they're not. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a filing box. The speech bubble is whispers. My bad. Twitch changes the UI every week. Fortunately, the stream manager page has, since they did the big swap over, it's mostly stayed consistent. I've gotten very used to it now. I wasn't a huge fan of it at first. But it's fine now. It's fine. What stream thing are you using? Oh, just the one built into Twitch, the Twitch dashboard. It's called the Stream Manager. And it's like a modular thing where there's little windows that you can move around. I'm still not totally happy with where all of the windows are. I would like to continue to move them around or find a third-party program to do all of this stuff that's a bit better, but I don't know. If we want to support you, what's the best way? I always suggest, if you mean monetarily, I always suggest gifting subs because it feeds back into the community and people are able to, have a fun little badge and get emotes for a while and stuff. So that would be, if somebody's like, I would love to donate, I always suggest gifting subs instead. But we have a coffee company. If you're a big coffee fan, we sell coffee and tea and honey and all kinds of stuff. And I also have a merch line. So we sell shirts. We currently have a shirt and a mask that are on sale that benefit United Way Worldwide. So that's great.
We're just saying goodbye.
Hello, my darling girl. Hi.
She's lost her voice.
She's lost her voice?
Yeah.
Were we crying too much earlier?
No, she's coughing in bed as well.
1, 2. Are you okay? How you doing?
Can we do a cat game?
Can we do a cat game?
Yeah.
There's a cat that just showed up. Wow. She looks shocked by it. Wow. How are you doing? You okay? These trousers are a little small on her. They're short.
That's okay.
Okay.
But just so she doesn't get cold with it, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also win a present.
Oh, the ones with the present. Yeah.
Yeah, again.
There they are again. What are they doing?
Yeah, have stores. And the has eyeballs.
Right, in the eyeballs. One has like stars and one has diamonds, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do they both have hats?
Normally you'd be able to understand her chat, but she's lost her voice a little bit.
They have both in several hats.
Yeah, they both have little hats. One has a red hat and one has a purple hat.
Can we do the cat game?
The cat game? I'm not playing a game right now. I'm just hanging out.
We have to get ready for Nanny's house. Come on.
Are you gonna go give your muffins to Nanny?
Mm.
Oh, baby. Hi.
I really want. Yes.
You can take the spoon if you want. Give me a big hug. I love you.
Do you want me a kiss?
You don't have to. Only if you want. Mwah. I love you. Have fun.
Come on, princess. Say bye, mommy.
It's makeup. I would let you take it, but I think it'll make a mess. So can I hold on to it for you? And we can look at it later when you come home?
Come on, then.
Okay. I love you, baby. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for gifting subs. It's very cute. She just loves these cats. It was suggested that we should make an alert if we can figure out and some people sent me ways to potentially do this, but if we can figure out how to make an alert that's cats that people can use channel points on to make like cats pop up as an alert with channel points instead, that would be very cute because Clark loves seeing the cats pop up. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Potato, Boxa, Zenflux, Rakia, it's Ducky. Thank you all very much for all the gifted subs. That's very sweet. Yeah. I think it's important. Somebody said I'm glad that you're teaching your kid consent early. Yeah. We try to be like, can I have a hug? You don't have to hug me if you don't want to, but I'm here if you would like a hug. If you want to kiss me goodbye, that would be great, but you don't have to. We always try to, you know, make sure that she knows. She's not obligated to do anything like that, even to her parents. Cats for Clark. What a great reward. Has she ever said no? Yeah, totally. Most of the time when she's upset, because I always offer her a hug when she's mad. And sometimes they'll be like, do you want a hug? And she'll go, no. I'm like, okay, great. Very clear. Wonderful. Prince of the Universe, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, everybody. If you were gifted a sub by any of these lovely people, again, try to double check who it was. Take the time to say thank you. It's very generous. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird like guilt into hugs, specifically with little kids, I think. It's like totally unnecessary. I don't know why you would want a hug from somebody who doesn't want to hug you. Because I think like our perception is like it makes you sad, right, when if a kid doesn't want to hug you, but like it doesn't mean that they don't like you. Right? It just means they don't want to hug right now. And to try and support for her, like, it's okay to not want to hug. Is totally fine to just be like, I don't really want to hug right now. I don't want to give you a kiss. I don't want to hug you. And to try to reinforce with everybody else in the family, like in front of them before they have a chance to even be like, oh, but I'll be so sad if you don't hug me, right? To try to ahead of time just say, you don't have to hug that person if you don't want to. We can just say bye-bye and love you, right? Like, that's totally fine. Guilt hugs haunt me. Has anyone had an issue with that? No. Nope. Even if somebody wanted to follow it up with, what? They'll realize that they sound very silly. Like getting upset because a kid doesn't want to hug you once. Like, it's like, calm down. It's fine. And some kids are never going to want to hug, right? And especially for them, I think it's probably important to be like, if you're the sort of person that doesn't ever want a hug, we need to make sure that everybody understands that early. You know? My day is ruined. My disappointment is immeasurable. I will write books about this. Where are the cats, though? Well, the door's open now, so one of the cats might visit. I keep the door closed if Clarky's sleeping. So. If you're a Zacky Wacky. Zach is a big fan of consensual touching between people. Even like he's got a very big personal space bubble. Yeah. One of the things that I loved was because again, there are kids on the other side of the spectrum, right, that are maybe just want hugs all the time or are maybe like touch starved at home, right? That there are videos you can find of, I think, like specifically like kindergarten and first and second grade sort of teachers, but when their kids come in the morning, they'll have like a chart that's like, what do you want today? A high five, a fist bump? Do you want a hug? Like, how do you want to say hi to me today? And the teacher will stand outside and let the kid choose like what they want. And I thought that was so cute. Like, if as the teacher for a kid, if a kid like really wants a hug, they can get one from their teacher. And if they would rather that nobody touches them, then that also is a thing, right? And each kid gets to like choose what it is that they want out of like the relationship with their teacher. It's very cute. I like that sort of stuff. I think I remember you from a Tabletop with Will Wheaton episode. Yes, I was on Tabletop. A crisp handshake. A very crisp handshake. I would like to give my teacher the finger guns. Thank you very much. The finger guns. What up? I loved Tabletop. Tabletop was very fun. I think it introduced people to a lot of really cool board games. I keep meaning to go back through and like choose some good board games to have around the house. Honey, where are you going? Huh?
Where am I going?
Yeah. Are you going to be in the kitchen?
I'm going to look after our 2-year-old.
Oh, sorry. I thought that...
Did you forget that she...
No, I thought that...
She's not left yet.
Oh.
Come up to grab my phone. What do you want?
Okay,
what do
go.
you want?
I was going to ask if you could heat up my coffee. Thank you. Yikes. Yeah, Alhambra. That game was very fun. Yeah, we did. I was on Alhambra and I was also on Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter was wild. Um, I would love to play that game again, but there's so much going on in that game. We have Disney code names. That game is great. But again, not a ton of opportunities to play it, you know. Sam, we live nearby a lot of Sam's old friends that he's still really close with. So I keep being like, dude, once like, you know, in like a year when things are getting back to normal, maybe, it would be so nice to try and like consistently have like people over to play games. I would love that. Is the new place close also? It's a little bit further away. It's deeper in the country, but that's okay. I moved so much I never really developed old long-term friends like that. Hi, John. Yeah. I lived in the same place my whole childhood, but I never had neighbors and it was never easy for people to like come over and hang out. So I never got the experience of like this is my friend group that I hang out with all the time after school. Like I never had that. Dooger the Forest Child. Yeah. It was great though. Looking back, I'm not sad that I spent so much time by myself. I think that there are things that I missed out on, but you know, there's no way to have the full spectrum of life experiences in one childhood. There's just no way. Every single person can look at another kid's life and be like, "Oh, I wonder what that was like." I'll always wonder what it was like to have younger siblings. I'll always wonder what it was like to live in a neighborhood with other kids. You know, there are lots of things that I'm curious about and I wonder how it would have affected me differently, but that doesn't mean that I regret the way that I grew up. What it's like to have a twin. There are a lot of twins in my family, so I've heard lots of stories about what it's like to have a twin. Congrats with Monster Camp. Thank you. I'm very glad people are saying that that they've enjoyed it and that the voices are good and all of that sort of stuff. You know, you record those voices in a vacuum and then the game is out and you're like, man, I hope those sounded good. I assume if they didn't, they would have reached out and been like, hey, this is dog shit. Can you do this again? But yeah. Monster Camp is the sequel to Monster Prom, if you played Monster Prom. In Monster Prom, I was the Slayer, who later had a name, Aravi. And Aravi is in Monster Camp quite a bit. So I got to do a lot more lines this time. It was cool to randomly hear your voice in Jesse's Monster Camp stream yesterday. And it sounds okay? I'm so glad. I mean, it depends on who's paying you. It's typically per hour, I believe. Voice acting jobs. Should I play Monster Prom first? Monster Camp, from what I understand, is much bigger. There's like a lot more going on in it. Monster Prom, the gameplay of Monster Prom is you have a certain number of weeks. It's like a competitive co-op game. So you have a certain number of weeks to try and get one of the other monsters at Monster High School to go to prom with you. So I have no idea what professional voice actors prefer in terms of how they're paid. Yeah, because you can do things inside of the game that benefit other players. So I wouldn't say it's like entirely just competitive, but yeah, it's competitive co-op. Joke's on you, Dukes. If you got paid, you're a professional. Shit. Then I don't know. I would love to hear your voice in a game someday. You should play Monster Camp. I'm a Ravi. I'm also in The Witcher 3. I'm in Awesome Knots. I've done voices on a couple of things. When you're on Skellige in Witcher 3, along the coastline, there's a little cave somewhere. And if you go into the cave, there are 3 trolls who are farting up a storm and talking about how they want to eat a guy. And one of them is me. And I also did all of the farting noises. Thank you very much. One of them is Jesse and one of them is Angry Joe. And you can kill them. You cannot befriend them. They will try to kill you. You can only kill them. I'm playing through it right now. I need to look out for that. Find us. Find us. Let's hear a sample of the fart noises. Just for you, chat. I'm a professional voice actor now. You have an interesting skill set. Thank you. I should put that on my CV. My coworkers are concerned. I zoned out completely. That brought me right back.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, drinking burrito babe.
Thank you, my love.
There you go.
Appreciate it. I am a fartist of the highest order. Glasses life. How long was that coffee in the microwave? Is it molten? Might have missed it. But Sam was like, when I asked him what he was doing, he was like, watching our toddler. And I was like, oh, can you heat up my coffee? And he was like, yeah. But the implication was, I will bring the coffee back to you when it is convenient to do so. Am I still in England? Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, our little Sam emote with the witch hat. That's so cute. Do you guys take turns with early mornings on the weekends with the little one? No. I'm with her every morning. Sam's with her every afternoon, or we're together in the afternoon. My husband is on a call for work and has your stream on TV next to him so that I could watch, and he lost his train of thought when you did the hand farts. I'm sorry, husband. I'm sorry. I'm hyped for Wacky Zacky crossovers. I want them so bad. I'm so jealous of Kelly currently. We have pre-ground coffee in the store, yeah. We recommend that you get whole bean coffee and grind it yourself because it maintains the flavor better. But you can buy it pre-ground. In which campaigns can Zach show up? What game is Kelly guesting in right now? Oh gosh. Here, Wolf spoiler finger. If you don't want to know the answer to any of those questions, D&D spoiler finger. As long as my finger is up, we are doing spoilsies. And when my finger comes down, it's safe. This also requires chat to not say spoilers in chat because then that defeats the purpose. Okay. Okay. So Kelly showed up for the last episode of Soul of Tyr because they were doing a big ol' fight. So Kelly showed up and helped out with the battle that they were in and is now at the camp, which is where all of the Tyr campaigns are. Sam, I guess, said that they suggested that if she wanted to keep playing with anybody from the camp, that they play with the Shadow of Tyr group because she's closest in level to them. So she might be joining Sam's group in the future. We'll see. Zach now has ties. I haven't caught up on all of the games, so I don't know if there's more ties now. But Zach has, Nox is in Broken Bonds. So if Nox comes to get Zach, then he'll probably meet the Broken Bonds crew, which is offline TV. Tearing Veil, which is the evil group, Nidhogg in that group, who is Surefour, I believe. Nidhogg in that group now has ties to Gambler Black. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, you have a dragon brother now. Hilarious. And then, I guess Death and Debts is in the town or in like the area where there's a lot of like patron knowledge, and I told Arcadum that that's what I wanted Zach to pursue. But if I recall correctly, he is still in Krazix, so he's still in the town that we ended in, according to Arcadum. So I don't think that it would be Death and Debts. I think most likely Nox is going to show up with the Broken Bonds group. I think that's the most likely crossover, but I don't know. So that's what I know currently, having not caught up on everything yet. Oh my gosh, my arm started to fall asleep. My arm started to fall asleep. But yeah. I need to just, maybe TB was onto something. Maybe TB was onto something. Maybe we should just get an overlay that I can turn on that has like big like spoilers things. Maybe that would be good. Is there an order to watch these in for somebody new? Yes. Oh shoot, I closed it. Hold on. I need to open my history. 15 ghost sightings. Oh my gosh. My mother-in-law, when we were when we were looking for places to live, my mother-in-law's opinion on whether or not a place was good to live in was whether or not she knew that there was a murderer or a ghost story that lived in that area. So she would be like, oh, I really hope that you move here. I love this area. There was a man that murdered people coming off of the train. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, and some people say that they see his ghost on the street. She's like, I love that area. I would love to buy a house there. It's so funny. Chrisata, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Sheep Baron, thank you for subscribing as well. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, she loves it because there was a murderer there, and she loves it because there are ghost stories there. Yeah. So we were talking about, I was just looking at my history, and one of the things was like ghost stories from this area. She was like, oh, if you moved to like this town or this village, there are tons of ghost stories there. Let's see.
Fine, cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Hold on. Okay, so what are some of the things that I've been... cinnamon muffins was the last thing I Googled. Synonym for mischievous was a thing I Googled recently. Mad Madam Mim, we Googled that together. Anime eyes. I was trying to draw something and I was like, there's a specific type of eye that I see in manga sometimes that I'm trying to like recreate and I can't figure it out. So I just Googled anime eyes. Devil on the shoulder? Why did I Google that? Oh, I remember why. Sleep gown word. Oh no, and now I've actually forgotten the word again. I was bathrobe. I was trying to remember the word for bathrobe. So I was Googling things like sleep gown word. Trying to remember what a bathrobe was called. I forgot about that. Oh shit. It's also called a dressing gown in the UK. Amazing. Games like Russian roulette. That was a Zacky Wacky Google. Victorian names. Oh, goodness. Okay, I forgot what I was actually trying to find. Oh, it was a... Right. The Google sheet. The Google sheet of all of the Arcadum games in the order that it's recommended you watch them. Verum episodes Google sheet. Here it is. We got there eventually, guys. Bam. Enjoy. There's 300 and something episodes. But most people recommend that you start watching Gambler's Delight. Gambler's Delight, I guess, is like a very good primer into the world in general. And from there, you can go to the tier games if you want to know like all of the really crazy stuff going on. So Heart of Tier, Soul of Tier, and Shadow of Tier are all like crossover shows. And from there you can kind of branch out, but that's like the recommended starting point. I'm happy you Google dumb stuff all the time. Is it in podcast form? I don't believe that he turns them into podcasts, no. But you can turn them on and just listen to them. That's what I do all the time. You can also watch these at like 1.5 speed or 2 speed. A lot of people do that. And oddly enough, you get used to it being faster, like pretty quick. If you're like, I'm just trying to slam through these episodes and they go on forever.
Loving coffee drinking burrito babe.
Vima, thank you very much for subscribing. And Twisted Mickey, thank you for subscribing as well. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. You can watch them audio only using Twitch's mobile app. That's true. I watch most stuff on 1.5. Yeah, somebody was just saying, I watch everything on 2 times speed now, and it feels weird watching you live because you're so slow now. Yeah, if you're watching, like, stream VODs really fast and then you go to watch something live, I'm sure it's like, God, get to the point. Like, come on. I started watching the first one in that sheet. It starts with Arcadum talking about fixing his webcam, and then it just never happens. And then from then on, no webcams ever. I have an audio processing disorder. I don't know if 2 times speed would help or hinder. That's fair. Yeah, I think there's like one song that Arcadum uses that gets dinged occasionally, but I don't know. I also did not get a DMCA notice. I didn't get that same email that like everybody got. But I don't play music on a lot of my streams. So. You do always start off with music? Yeah, but it's normally video game music. It's normally like Zelda remixes and Undertale songs and shit like that. Stuff that I'm pretty sure I would never get dinged on. Occasionally I do get dinged though. Occasionally a song plays and it's like, what's this? But I've never been dinged on Twitch. It's only ever been when we try to upload it to YouTube. Somebody claims it. Sorry, I was like scrolling through. Sometimes when I see like a conversation happening, I'm like, wait, what was going on? I just like to make sure that I didn't miss something important. This is a dumb question, but who is Arcadum? He all of a sudden popped up everywhere on my feeds. Arcadum has like blown up very quickly, I feel like. But he is a dungeon master. He runs, I think, currently 8 games. And so he just has like a bunch of games all going on at the same time. They all are in the same world, which is a world that he has been like creating and doing games in for years and years and years and years. And so the reason that you're probably hearing about him a lot now is because he's getting like bigger and bigger and bigger people are starting to get involved in his games. So, yeah, but he works his butt off and creates like an incredible D&D experience for people. And the community is rabid for it. So his viewers, there is a decent number of people that watch every single game that are like really invested in the lore, all kinds of stuff. So but yeah, he's lovely. He deserves the world. He works very hard. I'm glad that he's had a couple of opportunities recently to step away and chill. I think he should do that more often, but he's the sort of person that just keeps taking stuff on his plate. So, but yeah. And then there's people like me who start watching just because of one streamer, despite having no prior knowledge of D&D, and is now knee deep into it, doing fan art and all that fun stuff. Yo, your art is so good, though. He's definitely amped up. Over the 350 games on that spreadsheet, 150 of them are 2020. The rest of them span over the course of 3 years. Yeah, it was like a fairly easy pace, and then it did this. So, yeah. I went into it because of you joining the campaign, and now I'm in the artist community and shit. I love that. That's awesome. What race and class do you play? In the Arcadum game, I'm a high elf warlock. Yeah, the starting point that a lot of people recommend is the game that actually Sam is in, my husband. Gambler's Delight is like a really good primer into like the Verum verse. A purple high elf warlock. Yeah. 'Cause why not? He's Pact of the Chain. I have 3 sons that are all degenerates. I'm also really enjoying Brett and Joe's DM styles. Me too. I love all of the games that I'm in. Misdemeanor has been super fun. I've gotten really attached to Alis. And Joe's game is like just like wonderful classic high fantasy. All of the games that I'm in are so great. I love Godforge so much. I'm so glad. It's so fun. Joe has been working on that forever. Like for a really, really long time. I want to say like a year and a half ago, he was like, yeah, I've got like, you know, this document or like this website where I've got all of the stuff for this campaign that I really wanted to run. And like now he's doing it. It's awesome. And it's really great. It's been really, really fun to do as well. So yeah, highly recommend Godforged. The first like act is done. We just started act 2. And I show up episode 12, I think, of Godforged. So I showed up late. Yeah, I've talked about doing that before. I've talked about like, because now Strange Roads has had a season 1. Godforged has like basically had a season 1. And Misdemeanor is about to end their season 1. And I'm like, it would be cool to do like a, here's the whole series in a minute thing. I don't know if that's possible. I'm so long-winded is the problem. Yes, we do have Misdemeanor tonight. Yeah, just trying to make it like abridged, like really accessible, but I don't know how easy that would be.
Fine, cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Was there a reason for the late entrance? At the time that he was starting the game, it wasn't feasible for both Sam and I to be in it. Is Zach's patron a fiend or an old one? A fiend. So my familiars are also fiends. Oh yeah, the raffle is still ongoing. I'll give you a minute and then I'll close it. Your glasses are dope. Thank you. It is for the game Cats Organized Neatly. The lovely Dev sent us some codes to give away for Saturday, so thank you so much. Yeah, writing it out would help a lot. That's why we're all saying it. I thought it was a BTTV emote. You know, that's fair. If I was on my phone and I came in and everyone was saying milk, I would also 100% assume it was a BTTV emote. All of the games I'm in currently are 5e D&D games. I would love to play another Fate game, though. I miss Fate a lot. Okay, closing it in 3, 2, 1, boop. Drawing a name. Mad Megan. MADDMEGAN. Mad Megan. Congrats. I will send you your code. Boop. There you go. Enjoy. It's nearly 5 here. Goodness gracious. Yeah, let's open up one last one. What's our word? What's our word? What's our word? Yes, good. Bathrobe. If you would like to win our final raffle for the day, please type the word bathrobe, all lowercase, all one word, into chat. You only have to do it once. Doing it again will not do anything for you. Thank you very much. And yeah, if you do exclamation point giveaway, there's a link to the Steam page for this game if you would like to look at it and see what it is and if you're interested in it. It's very cute. We played it on stream. Sleeping garments. Robe word. Gown word. Sleeping gown word. Is that what I Googled? So dumb. Yeah, I don't know if... Wait. I showed it on stream yesterday, but since we're talking about it, I'll show it to you as well. Oop. Okay. I was going to show you the preliminary sketch for Zach that I got. Because I love it and I want to show it off again. Yes! For his new character art for the actual campaign. Sam was like, why is your character so cool? He is, isn't he? I was going to ask if he could put the fiends in there too, the boys. But they need their own token anyway, so. Are his glasses still round? Yes. Right? I agree. Sam's character is very cool. But the way that he talks about Ost is like, yeah, she's a mean girl. It makes me laugh. Thank you, Leandro. Do your fiends also wear bowler caps? Handyman wears a bowler cap. Wise Guy wears a fedora. And Tommy Two Hands basically has like a cap. Just like a baseball cap almost. Zach is a nerd. Don't listen to Dodger. He is. He's a huge nerd. Yeah, Tommy Two Hands is the best. Yeah, hold on. They were drawn by Demi Art on Twitter, I think is their handle. But hold on. I'll show for any of you who have never watched Strange Roads, who have no idea who Zacharias is, etc. Let me just change your life with my boys, with my sweet children. It's gonna take a while for me to find them. Because Demi does so much art. Oh, wait. I think I could just Google it. Yes, here we go. Okay, so this is Handyman and Tommy Two Hands. These are my familiars, and this is Wise Guy. They're my boys. They're little pieces of shit, and they're great. Remind me of Cuphead. I think that was the inspiration for them. Oh, there's new Gambler Black art? There is? Wait, who did it? Demi or John? Holy shit, wait a minute. Oh, fuck! Yo, that's wild. That is horrifying. It's hard for you to see. You should just go look. Deemee art. Deemee art. It's like right at the top. Retweet. That's so cool. The thing about Deemee that's like fascinating to me, his art style can be like so many different things. like at this point now, there are certain pictures that I can look at and be like, that's probably Deemee, but it's like a huge range. It's very cool. Did you ever get an air fryer? When we were in our old place, the oven didn't work, and so we got a little like countertop oven that we basically just used as our oven that was also an air fryer. But I'm thinking about just getting like a little compact air fryer to just use for like crisps and things. Not crisps, chips. God, I get all the words mixed up now. We did start an hour late today. Yes. The English is invading your brain. It's very hard to keep it all straight. And again, like I find myself forgetting which one is how I normally say it and which one is not, like scone, right? I know if I take a second to think about it, I know that I say scone, but I've started to think of the word as scone. And so when I go to say it, I stumble over it and I'm not totally sure how I'm supposed to say it anymore. Penguin in Space, I feel that way sometimes about creative arts. Oh my god. Critical Role is what I wanted to say. And it came out as creative arts for some reason. I feel that way about Critical Role. There are tons of artists that I follow who consistently post Critical Role art. And I'm always like, this art makes me want to watch Critical Role, even though it feels way too daunting at this point to try and watch Critical Role. So. Thank you, Kurt McGirt. I am doing good. I hope you're doing good. I'm going to start with Strange Roads. Thank you very much. Yeah, again, I know I've said this a couple of times already this stream, but to anybody who is curious, both Arcadum and others have recommended Gambler's Delight as like a primer into the world. If you want like a bunch of lore and to kind of get the vibe of what's going on, Gambler's Delight is a good game to start with. Thanks, guys. Aw, I'm glad you all like Zach so much. I miss him. I miss playing that dude. But I'm very glad that I have 2 other games with like great groups that I get to play. So misdemeanor tonight. We're in the middle of a fight. It was one of those. It was one of those fights where before we did it, Brett was like, "As your DM, I just need you to know this is a very difficult fight, and you don't have to do it. You can walk away." And I was that asshole that was like, "Come on, let's do it." Even though my character 100% would be like, "No, we're not doing this." I've found that depending on the character I play, I have to make it really clear when I'm out of character and when I'm in character. Alis is one of those people because me as a person, I'm like, yeah, just fucking go for it. Yeah, let's do it. But Alis is a very cautious person. So Alis is the one who's always like, no, of course we shouldn't do that. And then, yeah, also with Fabia. Fabia will be the person that's like, yeah, we should totally sneak in there and steal that thing. And so what if we get arrested? We'll just break out. Whereas me as a player is like, we should not do that. That's a terrible idea. So, yeah. So I'll typically give my opinion as both the character and as myself. You're your own worst enemy in every campaign. It's important, I think, to notice in yourself, like, is my immediate reaction here me? And the answer is probably yes, right? If, like, somebody goes to do something and your immediate reaction is to be like, no, I stopped them. Sometimes it's good to think to yourself, would I, though? Would Fabia stop a person from doing a stupid thing? No way. No way. Definitely not. Would Alis try to stop a person from doing a stupid thing? Yes, definitely. Dodger, the queen of just chatting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how my life got to a point where I can just easily just sit in front of a camera and talk for 3 hours, but here we are. Practice. Yeah, it is. Years of doing it, I guess. What would Zacky Wacky do? I should make a bracelet. Is an SMD supposed to be 1 to 2 hours? Yes, but to be fair, we started an hour late. So we started at 2, and it's now 5. Yeah? So we've only been going for 3 hours. It's not like we like totally out of control. We've done 3-hour streams before. Like 3-hour just chatting streams. Bye, Jerry Reg. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here in a minute. What's going on? Not much, just hanging. Why does it look like the floor is photoshopped into a different color? I don't know. Yeah, John. Sam ordered something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was a new chair. And it was stuck in customs for like a long time. So it is carpet, yes. Time to make some dinner. Mash and veggie meatballs. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah. I need to go through our pantry. We've got lots of lentils that I could use up. So I could do a lentil something something. Or, I don't know. got some pasta and some sauce, but that's like easy. That's stuff to use when you're just not sure what to do with your life, right? Those are like, fuck, this day got so out of control. Let's just make spaghetti. Fuck it. But I have a little bit of time here to get a little creative. So lentil shepherd's pie is delicious. Actually, I was thinking about making a shepherd's pie. Maybe that's what I'll do. Oh, but I don't know if we have potatoes. I'll have to check. I'll figure it out. Don't you attack me about spaghetti like that ever again. It's my favorite meal in the world. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. Spaghetti is my favorite thing to eat ever. My dad, when I'm home, he makes a sauce that's like an all-day sauce. But definitely in our house, it's like we have a couple of jars of sauce just set aside all the time just for those nights when we're like, I don't know. And if we want to spend a little more time on it, we'll like throw everything in the slow cooker and like let it go for a while and like take on some new flavors, put some extra stuff in there, some veggies, whatnot. But if it's like a fuck sort of day, heat up the sauce, make some pasta, dump them together, dinner. You make it all day or you eat it all day? You make it all day. So you start the sauce. He normally starts the sauce like midday. So maybe like 11 a.m. or something if we're going to be eating it at 7 or 8-ish. And yeah, it's like a whole process. I'm eating pizza, but you're making me want spaghetti. What have you done? This has never happened to me before. It's a good meal. Somebody was mentioning butternut squash. I have a butternut squash to use. I think I have everything for a chili. I could make a chili today, like a lentil chili. Use up the squash, use up some lentils. Grab an onion, some garlic, spices. Am I happy? I am. I'm a very happy person, especially currently. I feel very lucky with my situation currently. We were like potentially not going to have anywhere to live. So, it's wonderful now that we have a place to live, that it's all set up for internet already. I have a wonderful husband and a baby. Yeah, I'm very happy currently. Is Sam finally able to eat spicy food again? No. We make a very mild chili in this house currently. Yes, we found a place to live. Or rather, the company that we had paid a deposit and everything to for the place we were going to move into, and then they were like, sorry, this guy actually can't move out of the place, so he's taking it off the market. They called us up and they were like, hey, there's a place that I think is what you need, and we'll send you the pictures. You know, we've already done the background check on you guys. You've already paid a deposit. So if you want it, we'll literally just not list it. We'll just say it's yours. We've already told the owners about you, and they're fine with the cats and all of that. So we'll send you pictures, and if you want it, you can have it. It was like just a very fortuitous situation. No, we're not moving into the alien house. No, thank you. Alien House was hilarious, though. I still wish I had taken photos. It was quite strange. Did anyone get murdered in this house? I don't know. I don't know if I'm moving from a ghost house to a no ghost house. We'll have to see. Yeah, Alien House is the house with the long room. Okay, let's read our Valentines. Wolvagar says, thank you to whoever recommended Dungeons and Daddies. Got me through a long drive to visit a friend. It's hilarious. I wasn't sure I would like a D&D style podcast. Again, I'm very glad. PG Wipeout says, for chat, because y'all are great. There's hair all over my face because I keep messing with my hair. Cannibal Kiwi says, I've got to travel for work this weekend, sending big hugs to my lovely heron bug. Duh. Cooking is my jam says, it's so nice to unwind at the end of the day with the stream. Thank you to everybody in this lovely community. Have you heard of Pizarro Project Deep Dish? It's a short clown dating sim and it's amazing. No, I have not heard of that. Sir Chunk says, I'm having another shitty day. Here's a Valentine's for Doogs and chat for always being awesome. I'm sorry, Sir Chunks. I hope that your day's improved a little from being here, hopefully. Big Doherty says, happy Saturday, everybody. Karen says, I love how friendly and wholesome chat is. Even with so many people, it's a nice vibe. I'm so glad. Paisley Manatee says, thank you, Dukes and chat, for your stability in my life. I've been watching you since the Rowan Husky days. My daughter joined in at the time of Hatoful. Oh, it's brought us so much closer and helped us escape and laugh when we felt like life was falling apart. She just turned 20, and we watch you on the daily. Thank you so much for all you've done and what you continue to do. I love you, honey. Oh, big hugs for both you and your daughter. That's so sweet. TSG Kate says, I lost a military friend on Wednesday. Please reach out to your friends and family. Tell them that you love them. You never know when the last time is that you'll get to talk to somebody. Kindness and love to you all. Big hugs, Kate. I'm very sorry. Max Awesome Sauce says, you guys make every day better for existing. That's very sweet. And Sir William says, for the fartiest of chat. Thank you. Ridius, Jerry Reg, Barathi, and Sandwich Man. Thank you for reminding people to drink water. I'm out of water because I'm a silly Billy and I didn't grab any. Plant Mom would like to use their points for a subscription. Wunderbar. Let's do it. Boop. 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 Tight. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. And Shaba has recommended Simcopter. I've wanted you to rate him for a while now, but he's never online while you stream. Oh, well, let's go see if he's still streaming. Boop, boop. Oh, no, they're not live anymore. I'm sorry. No. Sim just ended. I came here from there. No. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I will give your points back. A self-fulfilling prophecy. It's so sad. I'll bring up the list of people that I'm following in case. Oh, hey, Jesse's playing some Final Fantasy 14. We could go say hi to Jessup. We could do that. We have a giveaway to end, so let's also do that. You have, while I read the activity feed, you can still join the giveaway. Please type bathrobe, all one word. Can I redeem it now? Sure. Yeah, if it says that it's open again. Yeah, go for it. Okay. And then we're going to close it. So, Space Pirate Pluto, thank you for the 6. Rats off to you for the 59. Zen Christian for the 22. Colacinator, thank you for the 26. Mindraft for the 13. Danny Boy for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. The Amazing, thank you very much for gifting a sub. Unfussed for the 30. Cato Beans for the 4. Amica for the 54. Wild Turkey for the 39. Broken Plaything for the 53. Suzuki for the gifted sub. Agent Bjork, thank you for the 5. Allegory for the 3. Glorifen and Yellow Jacket, thank you both very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. King's Warrior for the 14. Citro for the 59. Macca for the 4. W1200 for the 26. Wonderland Spy for the 26. Plasma Ghost for the 21. Zigatorix for the gifted subs, thank you very much. Pill Cyanide for the 3. Potato, Boxa, Zenflux, all of you, thank you very much for gifted subs as well. Yorick the Skull, thank you for the 37. Laura Mancer for subscribing. It's Ducky for subscribing. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Mr. Mops for the 40. Rakia for the gifted sub. Rough Sketch for the 3. It's Ducky for the gifted sub as well. Zenflux for more gifted subs. Prince of the Universe for gifted subs. Thank you, thank you. Meggie, thank you for the 34. Rising Falls for the 9. Happy Twitch, baby. Sanyala, thank you for the 2. Leonscape for the 65. Mo for the 4. Sheep Baron for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. And Anonymous Cheer gifted some bits. Thank you very much. Chiyuku, thank you for the 53. Psycho Wolf Girl for the 51. Chrisatau, thank you for subscribing. No. Chrisata, thank you for subscribing. Twisted Mickey for subscribing as well. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Kane Ray for the 43. Odeb for the 44. Vima for subscribing. Living the Dream for subscribing. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang as well. Dapper Hobo for the 6. KBRL, thank you for gifting a sub. Half Pint Hatter for the 3 years. Happy anniversary. Nick at Meta for the 32. Zephyrus 1 for the 52. Spuggy Bear for the 44. Listless Crow for the 19. Literature Geek for the 26. Will Cubed for the 51. GK Gamer Fan for the 38. And Raging Pixel for the 51. I think there were a bunch earlier on in the stream that for some reason got cut off by the feed again today. So I'm sorry about that. I think I shouted out a lot of the new ones and anniversary ones earlier from that, but yeah, sorry guys. 51 since the rename. It's been way longer. Sam. It's the end of my stream, but he's on a call. I know. I was like, I'm sure everybody can hear him. Yeah. Did nobody redeem? Nobody's redeeming Raid Leader. Yeah. What I was gonna say is, I thought when you changed your name, it would like maintain your streak. It says Raid Leader's out of stock. Okay. Then I'll just send you over to Jesse and we'll do new Raid Leader next time. Yeah. Even though I rejected it, I'm not sure. Lambent Rain, thank you for the 3 months as well. Thank you all very much. Again, if you were new here, I hope that you had a blast. I hope that you come back. Not every stream is just talking. Most of my streams through the week are a little bit of talking at the beginning, a little in quotation marks, and then a game after that. So if that's your vibe, please come back and hang out. Our community is lovely. It's amazing. I've tried to be more active in my Discord. So if ever you want to talk about D&D or food or whatever in the Discord, I've been checking that every day. And yeah, you're all amazing. I appreciate you very much. Let's send you over to Jesse and end the giveaway. Oh my god. Almost forgot. Zany2K, congratulations. You are the final winner of a code for Cats Organized Neatly. Thank you again to the devs for sending us codes for our giveaways today. That's very sweet. Boop. Okay. Sending you over to Jesse. Have a lovely rest of your day. We're doing Misdemeanor tonight. If you want some pirate shenanigans in D&D format, that's on Brett Ultimus's channel. And tomorrow is Manga Pod, reading Space Brothers, as well as Godforged in the evening. So still more to come this weekend if you want things to watch. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.